tripping. Are you ready?
We good?
I mean, I'm good.
Go ahead, kick us off. While I'm right. Go ahead.
You always talk about kicking us off. All right, welcome. Let's get it all started. We're right here in Texas 101 Jams. Get it all started for you and kicked off. In the studio.
Yes, sir. Lock the toe.
We're all the way live.
All the way live, covering the region finals for the Texas State High School Football Championship bracketology. Starting where we had some interesting upsets.
It was a crazy week.
Some interesting games.
It was a crazy week.
But I think it pretty much went. I lost a couple on our predictions. Of course, I'm still batting pretty high. But let's go ahead and cover the 6A. Starting off with the 6A D1.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Region 1, we have Louisville and Prosper. Now, I was pulling for Louisville because I heard a lot about Louisville, but I've been with them from the gate. They end up losing 24-13. Prosper won that game.
We are deep in the playoffs. Everybody who was there belongs to be there. These games are entirely predictable, and this week has proved it. And so did this game.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations to Prosper going for the 6A D1 Region 1 champions. Going now to Region 2, we have Duncanville and Westville. Our H-Town team, I wanted to go with Westville. I think you went with Spring Westville. That was
right.
A pretty good game.
It was a very good game.
But Duncanville pulled it off, 28-21. Tell me what you saw, because I know you watched a little bit of it.
The main thing I can say is this. Aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm.
The level of aggression when it comes to Duncanville is just different. They play at a different level. They're really coming.
Physical. Dallas
very
ball.
Physical. Not just physical. It's very aggressive. It's hard to...
Kind of dirty. Kind of dirty a lot of them. Kind of dirty.
It can be called that.
We very familiar with Dallas ball.
Yeah.
Inner city Dallas ball.
It can be rough.
Right.
It can be rough. So you have to come prepared to play them.
Right.
And Westfield did.
Right.
They came out there strong and they were doing it. But at the end of the day, Duncanville got it by a score. Now that game could have actually went in either way. Dejan Palomo.
Day. Shout out to Day. We are.
What
did he have? I seen his kick
fires
return.
down the field, man, wide open.
He ran for about
It was amazing.
70 yards.
It was amazing.
Palomo,
And they actually had no
39
answer for
yards,
TJ
and the
Adams.
Mustangs strike
The whole
first.
game was kind of stalemated at the line.
Palomo in motion, fake jet sweep.
Both of them had really good
end
line.
zone, taking off,
Okay.
running forward,
and I was
turning
proud
around,
that
in.
they
That's
really
in,
handled it.
touchdown,
You can tell by the
19
score.
yards. Preston
But
Hatter.
Duncanville got up there.
High snap,
Okay.
Hatter.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Duncanville.
Duncanville.
Region 2 champs on the
And they
6A
both played
D1.
rough.
Right.
They were both getting it off.
Shout out to Westfield too. Westfield did pretty good. You
Yes,
know,
it did.
to come that far. Hey, shout out. That's. I wish they would have been able to pull it off, but it looks like Duncanville just a little bit too strong.
A little bit too strong.
Right. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, going to Region 3. Now this was the one you lost on that one too. I just have to bring it out. I'm sorry. You went with the A. Now, in the season, I went with the A. I knew better to do it again. I've been with you guys. I've been with the A, but I can't go against the machine. North Shore, you was at the game. Tell us how it all transcribed on.
Oh my goodness, man! Oh my goodness! Look, first of all, the game was packed. You got to understand,
Packed.
it was beyond packed. It was so packed that people were on the park on the walkway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you weren't even in the stands.
Anticipation was
I
high.
never saw the stands. I didn't get that far.
Anticipation was high.
Anticipation was extraordinarily high. But before I could actually, and again, there were two lines to get into the building. And both of them were at least a block long, one going this way, one going that way. So to get in the building, took you 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
So as we're outside the building, North Shore scores. I mean, first play of the game,
Score.
first possession, they pew.
David Almondale.
Yeah, I'm not even sure, man, because
Mhm.
all you could hear was this crowd screaming.
Okay. So what? How did it
Amador
go?
is a problem, man.
He's a problem.
Amador is a
He
problem.
had about 150 yards rushing. That's what I
Is
said.
that all?
I think to 200. I don't
It
know.
looked like he was. It looked like he was doing what he wanted to do.
Right. He's a problem.
The problem was they're very skillful in making it a one-on-one situation,
Mm-hmm.
and when it becomes a one-on-one situation, Amador is going to exploit that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's got holes.
38-7. I mean, it seemed like Atascocita wasn't even there.
Those running backs
What for?
North Shore.
Tell me about Rashawn Johnson.
Rashad,
Rashad Johnson,
look,
Baby
okay,
Bo.
I'm just gonna tell you something right now. When you first mentioned that kid, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you was.
because I didn't think we were talking about. I thought we were talking about somebody else,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But then I saw him perform,
Right.
and watching him, it's fun. He's a mover. He's a shaker.
Right.
He makes things happen.
Right.
You know, and so did DeAndre Hardeman. He actually
Yeah.
performed as well. So
Mhm.
the running back, they were doing their game,
Right.
and North Shore was playing their game, man. I mean, they were very strong. They were very physical.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. It was
Too
a lot.
much.
And Atascocita didn't capitalize. It was like,
Atascocita had a good year. Let's just say they had a good run, but at the end of the day, North Shore just too loaded. I mean, just too much. 38-7. Too much. That's just too much. You can't even say out-coached, out. They were just outmanned. Too many skilled players, man. That's just what it is. What did Atascocita running backs do? What did Zion Brown do? I mean, you know.
look, Zion performed,
Okay.
but I mean, they really had
The skill positions, they didn't show up, right? Where was the running backs at? Could they run? I'm not sure.
no.
See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. So they're outmanned on the line. The O line, the D line must have beat up the O line.
What I need to say is this: the style. North Shore's defense is solid, man. They're full of skilled players, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really think about it, there's a
Right.
bunch of skilled players
They loaded.
everywhere.
Loaded.
So, I mean, when you start talking about running against them, you're going to have to be very, very physical runner.
Right.
You're going to have to be like Rashad Johnson
Right.
or DeAndre Hardeman.
Right.
You know,
Run over
you're going to have to
them.
be, you know, a hard running back.
Right. And Atascocita don't have that.
Well,
they
no,
have more
they're
crafty,
Quick,
elusive.
agile, elusive.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the open field, that kind.
Yeah, very dangerous runners,
Mhm.
but they
Not able to hit between the tackles.
well,
Nothing.
because
nothing's
they're
there.
pitted against other skilled players
Right.
that are there,
Right.
you know.
Mhm.
So it was rough.
Well, shouts out to North Shore, Region 3 champs for the 6A D1, and going to Region 4. This was your area. Austin Westlake and San Antonio Brennan.
Right.
47-7, like we called it, Austin Westlake. Just too much.
Again,
Too much.
we kind of know where this is going, man.
Too much, man.
I mean, this you know where this is going. The inevitably, North Shore, Westlake, you know, and then the winner of that's going to go on to.
All right. Left side of the bracket. It's going to be Prosper and Duncanville. Who you got? Says Louisville.
What did you just say?
Left side of the bracket
I
will
hear
be
you.
Prosper and Duncanville.
Prosper
and
versus Duncanville.
Who do you have?
I got Duncanville for the win.
Same here, Duncanville for the win. To the right side of the bracket, we have North Shore versus Austin Westlake.
I let you pick first this time.
Oh, I'm going with North Shore. It's still the same. My left side, my right side is North Shore. My left side, Duncanville. North Shore for the dub, for the state championship, for the 6A D1.
Now, what I think would be fair is I think my left side would say Westlake and my right side would say North Shore. So combine them two together. North Shore.
North Shore. So who you have for the win? Duncanville and North Shore.
What?
Who do you have for the dub?
North Shore.
North Shore for the dub. So we pretty much agree on the 6A D1.
Yeah, it's almost inevitable at this point.
But we can't count out Westlake.
I'm sorry. The problem is it's going to end up like this. What are they going to do about Amador? That's all I can say.
Man,
at this
Amador's
point,
a
what are they
problem.
going to do about Amador?
He is
blazing fast.
He is a problem.
He can throw.
He's a problem.
He's a solid look.
He's a
a
problem.
solid runner, man.
You're
not just going to tackle him. He's going to shake those tackles
He is a
off and keep
problem.
going.
And let me tell you something. He came in and stepped in, and I'm going to say it. To me, he playing better than Bailey would play.
Well,
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Because he's more dangerous because I think he's more experienced, being there, and he makes quick decisions. Once he make his decision, he gone. You notice, and you don't have time.
Well, you're almost comparing two different styles.
It's two different styles.
Yeah, because I mean, when it comes down to it, Bailey is Bailey. You
Right.
know, I mean,
he's still a dog. We know that. But yeah,
but he's also a sophomore
he's a sophomore
compared to a senior.
Right.
You know, so
At the end of the day, they pulling it off. We both agreeing with North Shore.
North Shore.
Hats off to North Shore. Salute.
Look, we had this thing, and we talked about this, where I said that you could practically put any decent quarterback back there, or any decent athlete back
Because they
there.
loaded.
And
They got a system.
Because North Shore, I mean,
They
they're
got
the
a system.
obvious pick, right?
They got a system.
This season, it seems like it's their season,
Right.
right? But Amador, like you're saying, I have to concede they had to come Amador at this point.
He is a
He's
problem.
doing something different.
He's a problem.
He's doing something different.
He's a problem. All right, let's go to the 6AD2. 6AD2. This was one that was probably a little bit closer in matchups. Denton Guy and South Lake Carroll. A lot of people had South Lake Carroll winning, but I'm going to tell you something. I called Denton Guy from the beginning. I think you went with Denton Guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think them guys was pretty much an obvious pick. If I did pick South Lake, I wouldn't know. But if I did, it would be because I, kind of favored them.
Right. But
because I like them.
Denton Guy won 45-21. So shouts out to Denton Guy.
Denton Guy is on the road, man.
Region 1.
They're on the
champs. Region 2, regional championship. DeSoto and Harker Heights. Now, I went with DeSoto.
Yeah.
I think you went with Harker Heights.
I don't think so.
60-24. You went with DeSoto?
I'm relatively certain I went with DeSoto.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember though, but I think you went with Harker Heights, but that's fine. DeSoto with the dub for the Region 2 championship.
What? I see how you are getting the wins. You're just assigning me losses.
I think I remember. If you can't remember and I'm saying it, then I'm just as right as you. If you can't remember who you picked, I know who I picked from the gate. From day one, I have my picks from day one, and my board very similar. And my state championship, the only one that I messed up on, and we're gonna talk about it down the road. So let's go to.
All right, let's keep going.
Let's go to Region 3. Region 3 for the 6A D2 regional championship. Katy and C.E. King.
Whoa!
Hey, now C.E. King put up a fight.
Look.
Hey, they put up a fight.
That was real.
49-34. That was closer than I thought it would be.
No, it was closer than that in like the second and third quarter.
Oh, so you watched some of it?
No, I was at the game. I was at.
Oh, they were announcing it.
And they were look. Everybody was all
Watching.
over because everybody's
Trying
all
to see
over.
who's what.
And they're like, oh my God, this guy's up, this guy's up,
Right.
this guy's up, and everybody watching the clock. It
Wow.
was, man, look. Everybody start going to these games. It doesn't matter if your kid is still playing or not. Go support the other teams. The
Yeah,
other
it's
kids.
exciting.
And that
It's
exciting. What?
It's very
Man,
exciting.
I was crunk.
We'll be coming to you with the recap this week. Watch it all.
Very exciting. So Katie pulled it off. Shouts out to Katie, the standard, Region 3 champions. Now, Region 4 is where I fell. I fell on Region 4, man. God. Austin Vandergrift beat Dripping Springs 27-24.
Look,
That game went to the fourth quarter.
Look, that
game went to the fourth quarter, I think. If I'm correct, when I looked that up, that game went to the fourth quarter.
Look, it could go really, really crazy at this point. So let's start talking about the picks out of here. Because at this point, all bets are off.
Yeah, that's so. Shouts out to Austin Vandergrift. They won Region 4. They beat out Dripping Springs, which was a solid team. A lot of people had Dripping Springs possibly playing Katy or even beating Katy. So
what are we looking at the bye region?
all right.
What
So here we go for the state semi-championship.
Okay.
Semifinals. We have Denton Guy and DeSoto on the left side. Who you got?
Woo!
No, that's easy for me.
That's gonna be a humdinger of a game.
That's gonna be a humdinger of a game, but that's easy for me. I'm going with DeSoto like day one. No Indian pick in here. Who you got?
Who's the other guys again?
Denton Guy and
'Cause
DeSoto.
that's not fair. You said DeSoto and I forgot about everybody.
Denton Guy.
That-
Who you got?
Okay, guys, I'm not stepping out on that limb.
Who you got?
I'm going with the team that starts with a D.
Yeah, which is both. Come on, man. I think you chose DeSoto. No, you didn't choose DeSoto. You might have been off of them. I chose DeSoto. I don't know who you chose. I can't keep up with your picks because you move around so much. Come on. So who you got on the left side?
I'm gonna go with DeSoto.
DeSoto, okay. So we got DeSoto on the left side. Right side of the bracket for the state semifinals, we have Katy and Austin Vandergrift. Who you got?
I got Katy.
Katy. I'm going with Katy too.
I got Katy.
And DeSoto and Katy for the state championship. Tell me who you got.
I got Katy.
Katy for the dub. We both agree with that. So
far that makes it what we predicted that 6A1 would be a Houston team.
Right.
North Shore.
Right.
We're predicting 6A2
Was gonna be a Houston team, Katy Tigers. So, hopefully we can have Houston come out of there
There we go.
because in the 5A, D1 and D2, it didn't work that way. We have no representation in Houston.
None.
We lost. So let's talk about the 5A D1 regional finals. So we have in Region 1, Aledo and Burton Centennial. Okay. So we both said Aledo.
Yes.
Aledo pulled it off 42-21. Shouts out to Centennial. They gave it a good shot.
They did.
I mean, that was a competitive game, but just too much Aledo. So we have Aledo coming out in the Region 1 area. Okay, then we have in Region 2, Memorial Timberview and Longview.
Right.
And so I think we both went with Longview, and Longview should have won that game, huh? Did you?
Yes,
Did you
I
check?
believe Longview did win.
I think. Hold on, we off the rock. I think Longview won. I thought I had my stuff together.
Help us, Jesus.
Yeah, Longview won 37-21. My notes showed my notes showed Timberview, so I wrote it wrong.
Oh, that's because
Yeah.
you're looking. Yeah, no, that was the week before.
Longview won 37-21.
That's why I left my notes over there because even though I indicated my picks, it would mess me up.
Right. So Longview, as we picked, Aledo came out and won. Longview came out of Region 2. Okay, now Region 3, we were messed up there. So this one right here, I think you went with Smithson Valley against College Station. College Station won 26-21, Region 3. I think you went with Smithson Valley.
You know, for real, one of these days I'm actually going to rewind last week's. I'm gonna go watch
You're
last
gonna
week's.
have to, cause
No, because
I
because
think
I am more than certain that you're just assigning me losses.
Shouts out to College Station in the Region 3. Okay, Region 4, we have Corpus Christi Vets against PSJA North. Now, I know you went for PSJA North.
I know I did.
And I went for Corpus Christi.
Okay.
Because you said you was familiar with, what were you so familiar? I don't even know what PSJA stand for.
That's Far San Juan.
See? What were you so familiar with
And
this?
a strong, high-scoring team. They've been strong throughout this, the playoffs. They've been strong.
Mhm.
So I really expected them to pull this thing off.
Okay.
I really
Well,
did.
you got another loss there. Mr. Jack.
That's just one loss
No,
to me.
you have several losses on this board. So,
You know what? At this point,
Cool.
I'm not listening to you or the audience.
yeah, Corpus Christi Vets 20, PSJA North 14. So, shouts out on the Region 4 area for the win for Corpus Christi Vets. Now, coming out of the left side, we have Aledo and Longview. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. These two teams,
Should be in the state.
that should be the state championship.
That's correct.
They the two strongest teams.
I absolutely agree.
That's almost like the other side.
Yes, too much of that has been
Katie and
Too much of that has been happening all throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, that should be
Yes.
on that side. But anyway, who you got? I went with Aledo from day one.
Aledo.
Okay, Aledo. And then on the right side, we got College Station and Corpus Christi Vets. Who you have?
College Station's been pretty strong.
I'm gonna go with College Station because they closer to Houston than any other ones on here.
Okay.
Houston, we messed up so bad in the Region 3.
Corpus Christi is pretty close too.
Corpus Christi not as close as College Station, man. Corpus
No, it's
Christi
not.
is 4 hours, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
5
right.
hours.
That's right.
You far away. 5.5. Okay, so who you have on the right side?
College Station.
College
I mean,
Station. So then we have Aledo and College Station.
Aledo
for the dub. We agree with that. Okay. And it's starting to get a little bit easier now. All right, so that's who we have.
Yeah, because a lot of the mighty dogs have fallen.
The 5AD won. Congratulations to those guys for those wins. And we look forward to that state championship. Now let's cover the 5AD too. Now that's what we more familiar with. Because, we have family, Tyvon Bars, your son played for Lake Creek, who got eliminated in the regional finals. But
man, it's been heartbreak after heartbreak. Every week I get my heart broken.
Yeah, that Region 3 messed us up.
The first week, Montgomery gets beat. That broke my heart because I got some players that I really care about over there. The second week, who else got beat then? I can't remember. The third week, we get beat. And then this next week, Fort Bend.
Yeah, man.
I'm at the game.
Right. Let's go Region 1. Let's start Region 1. 5AD to Region Finals. We have Argyle and Abilene Wally. Now, Argyle, I kept straying away from picking them, even though they pretty much the standard.
Right.
Okay. So, they won 35-28. That's a struggle.
That's a struggle. That's a 7-point game.
That's a struggle right there.
Yes.
It ain't supposed to be that close.
We're almost on the same page.
It ain't supposed to be that close. So, our prediction for the state finals is going to be pretty interesting. So, shouts out to Argyle for winning Region 1. Now we have Region 2, South Oak Cliff and Melissa.
Right.
South Oak Cliff pulled it off 30-16, which is impressive because that Melissa team is pretty good. It's a pretty good team. South Oak Cliff is starting to score now. Look like
South Oak Cliff is scoring.
Now, I didn't believe in them. I believed in them coming out of that region like they did, but I didn't believe in them pushing on Argyle. I'm starting to think differently, but we'll go to that on the predictions. Let's go to Region 3. Now, here comes the heartbreak. Two teams out of District 9. Right? 2 teams out of District 9.
Right.
Then 1 and 2. Fort Bend Marshall was our pick Well, we said the state championship coming through Region 3 for the 5A.
That's what we said.
Because we thought Lake Creek, of course, was going to be Fort Bend Marshall.
Right.
We knew that Fort Bend Marshall was just as strong as Lake Creek.
Right.
It was just a matter, but they really owned it, and they won the game. And when they won, we called them being the state champions, right?
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something. No one thought Port Nature's Grove would beat them 29-21. How did that happen?
Look, Port Nature's Grove went to play the game. And I think that Fort Bend Marshall felt like everybody else. They were on the syrup, you know.
They beat them bad. They beat them like, what, 42-20 something? The beginning?
13 something. It was bad.
Right.
But they just got through beating Lake Creek pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
And they felt like, hey, we've already beaten these guys.
Right.
We've beaten the
You
toughest.
think they took them lightly?
I think that after beating Lake Creek, you're gonna take everybody lightly after that game.
I
because
tell
they
you
really
what.
beat Lake Creek.
I tell you what.
But
I can't go through Region 3, even though Port Nature's Grove beat Fort Bend Marshall. I still don't have no faith in that.
well,
And I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna tell you why I agree with you. At this point, I would have to say that these teams, because I really felt like that Fort Bend Marshall and Lake Creek should have been in the state championship.
Right.
I felt like they should be in opposite sides.
Right.
I felt like they could have beat anybody else in the thing.
Right.
For Fort Bend Marshall to fall to Port Nature's Grove was a complete shocker.
Right.
Now, that kind of upsets the whole T card. Do I think they can go any further than that? No.
Well, I'm gonna
we'll
tell
talk
you.
about that.
Yeah. So shouts out for the Region 3 champions, Port Nature's Grove. Against all odds, y'all pulled it off. Salute.
Yes, very, very good job.
Salute.
And these playoffs are really there's some shaking going on.
Salute. Now Region 4, we have Liberty Hill and Flower Bluff. That's another L for you.
That one I took, yes.
Now you took a lot of L's on this week. Total was 63 for Liberty Hill, 43 for Flower Bluff. I don't know what you was thinking to go against Liberty Hill. That is a very, very, very strong team. I'm gonna tell you how strong they are. Watch this. On the left side, who you got? Argyle and South Oak Cliff. Who you going with?
At this point, I got to go with South Oak Cliff.
You changed your pick. You
I
was
have
Argyle.
I have to.
I'm going to stay with Argyle.
I have to go with South
Everybody that I picked from day one, I'm stuck with if they still on the board. Everybody. That's fine. You're an Indian picker, but that's okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with Argyle. You go with South Oak Cliff. On the right side of the board, you have Port Nature's and Liberty Hill.
I mean, the obvious choice is Liberty Hill.
Of
I'm
course.
just scared. But at this point, I'm scared to go against Port Nature's Grove.
Man, who you got?
They whooping people, man.
Who you have?
Liberty Hill.
Liberty Hill. I'm going with Liberty Hill too. So we have
South Oak
Oak
Cliff
Cliff.
State Championship.
You got South Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
You're an Indian picker. You went with Argyle up until this week.
Up until last.
I
week
mean,
before last.
No.
I
You
told
went with
you.
Argyle on the left side.
That's right.
Yeah. We said the state championship coming out of Region 3. I can't say that now.
Well, look, what we have to do again. I've been quietly looking at South Oak Cliff because that's the one team that I didn't really want to meet in state.
South Oak Cliff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I really would rather play Fort Bend. That was my prognosis beginning going into playoffs with Lake Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the South Oak Cliff has a really dominant line.
I'm gonna tell you.
And South Oak Cliff has a lot of seniors.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that game. I'm gonna stay with Argyle only because I don't want to move around.
I don't think.
But I think South Oak
They're gonna
Cliff
pull it
is
off.
on right now.
Yeah, I think that South Oak Cliff probably going to win. They state.
But I'm still gonna stay with my pick, Argyle. You the standard. Okay, on the right side you got Liberty Hill. I'm going with Liberty Hill. So South Oak Cliff and Liberty Hill, you got South Oak Cliff for the dub.
No doubt. I mean,
All
it's
right.
all gone sour at this point. So I don't think there can be any upsets other than what you might call an upset. The last year's state champions
Right.
beating Argyle.
Right. I'm going with Argyle. And Liberty Hill, I'm going to go with Argyle. I got to stick with Argyle. I'm staying with you from day one.
All right, so we get to see.
Yeah.
This will be the ultimate winning right there, because now he chose Argyle over South. That we're head to head now, and everybody can remember that.
Well, yeah, that's just one pick. That's just one pick. So that pretty much concludes our 6A D1 and D2, 5A D1 and D2 region finals recap, along with our predictions for the state semifinals. And as we end every show, you know what we say. Numbers don't lie, people do.
Peace.